we just picked up this new hat. We only have 10 available, so by the time this video launches, it might be sold out. But here it is. We actually have 25 more hats coming. So stay tuned. If you missed it this time, stick around and purchase it next time around. So we're back at Elite Innovations. We got Mondo, we got Alex, the privileged one. Also locally hated, I guess. They're working on the rock lights for this truck, in which we are going to be doing like a detailed how to wire rock light video in case you guys order my rock lights and you don't know how to install them. We're gonna show you exactly how it's done, because Alex is like the mastermind behind wiring rock lights. What all have you done so far? Like which wheel wells? All of them?
All the wheel wells have the lights in the wheel wells. You can test them out with a test plug.
All right.
Right now we're running the main lead that goes from front of the back.
That was on the ground, fool. Yeah. Oh, I don't hate that. So all three are wired into the plug. Oh, that's sick.
And then, did you bring more rock lights?
Was I supposed to?
I forgot to fix them. So we're too short.
Too short?
Because what we did 3 wheel wells. 2 on the rear.
Yeah.
2 on the side, 2 on the front.
All right.
We have 6, we need 8. What we did was, we're mounting one. We're getting a piece of aluminum and making an L bracket. It's mount right here to the bumper.
Oh, sick.
Right here on each side. Wire's gonna run up. 2 of the wires go together to a male plug to plug into the wheel well liner. Mm-hmm. One under the door, under each door, up to the front wheel well, and then all plug in right there. And then we're doing 2 mounting to the frame right here on the L bracket. Yeah. It's kind of like at a 45-degree angle to shine down onto the cross member.
Heck yeah.
And then the wheel lights are going to be on a totally separate circuit, so it's 2.
Oh, y'all doing the wheel lights today too, huh?
And I got chrome to stay with the chrome theme that he's got with all the trim.
All right.
And it's a white LED to match the white lights.
Dude, that's sick.
And it'll all be wrapped in the Tech Flex, of course. Mm-hmm. And each side's going to go rear to front, rear to front, so nothing will cross over the truck.
Right. Dang.
So those 2 will come together up to the front.
Basically, the rock light setup is we got 2 of my advanced beam rock lights, and that's brand new. We just got those in. Heck yeah, those are bright. So we got our premium rock lights in the middle, and then 2 of our advanced rock lights. They are actually slightly different tone, but whenever they merge and make one light, it looks really cool and it makes it super crisp. Dude, I can't wait to see this at night. Because we have, how many rock lights are we putting?
It's going to be 12 in the wheel wells total.
All right. So 4 of the big ones.
Frame, so 20.
20? Okay.
20 plus 4 quad row wheel lights.
Dang. And just look at that powder coat, you guys. If you want rock lights installed properly, like how they are doing it on this vehicle, you are going to be paying good bit, because it's taking longer to do rock lights than do like doing a full lift kit. So that's one thing a lot of people don't understand, is if you want quality rock lights installed correctly, it is going to cost you a good bit. Yeah, but that's one thing I wish people would understand, is that doing rock lights the proper way takes a really long time. I mean, just
did I put the plugs in upside down?
Look at all these plugs.
No. Is them right?
Okay. Everything is heat shrunk. It's hot. You just soldered it.
Yeah, no.
This is what it looks like. You run it through your wheel liner, get it wired up. We used a connector, and this is gonna go in the back, and then this is a wire that's gonna go to the front, right?
It'll lead to under the passenger or the driver's side rear door, and then there'll be another one to keep going up and up.
Keep going up. All right. For somebody that doesn't know how to wire these at all, like what would make sense? How would you explain it for somebody to understand how you get power and.
Okay, so you're always going to have a positive. That's an in-depth thing. You're always going to have a positive and a negative. Power and ground, pretty much. What you can do is each light you can ground individually.
Yeah.
I just run power and ground from the battery since it's grounded to the frame already, all the way back. That's why you'll see on this wire, it's a 2-lead, positive and negative, so you don't have to worry about grounding every single rock light individually.
Well, I guess the simplest way to explain it, because I think that's the way I did it the first time, is let's say here's your truck, right? You run the switch and the power, you run one single wire basically, like you can run it all the way around the truck. And wherever there's a rock light, you can tap that rock light into that power wire that's going around your truck. That's really the easiest way I can describe it.
There's
Put it
a
right
lot
here.
of good diagrams on the internet. Even I look at some sometimes just to get different ideas on how people do things. But one thing I live by, regardless of how I'm wiring it, is always use an inline fuse and a relay, because like the switch that's going to be inside the truck can only handle 10 amps.
Okay.
And that's, so the lights are rated in watts.
Right.
Amps is how much power it pulls from the battery. So, for example, if all these lights together were to draw 20 amps, the switch would blow.
Right.
So what the relay does is you send power from the battery to the switch and then back to the relay. So the switch will actually send a signal to the relay to send the main power to all the lights without having to go through the switch. The inline fuse, what that does is protect the truck and the circuit, so if something were to get cut on any of the wires and it would touch metal, like the power wire touch metal and spark, instead of the power continually going through that circuit, the fuse would break so the truck wouldn't light up and fire.
Yeah, there wouldn't be like no connection, no communication.
It would just, it would shut off.
Perfect. For my 05, I don't have wheel liners in the back. How would you mount your rock lights that one?
So what I did on a buddy's truck, you'll have just a metal fender, inner fender, and you'll have like support beams. So what we did was we got 2 industrial circle magnets and mounted the rock lights to those. And then, because they have, I think, 20 pounds of pulling force for each light, each magnet. So we put the rock light up against it and it's slapped up against the truck and it ain't going nowhere. And actually kind of cool because you can, if you don't like the way the light output is, you can move it back and forth from side to side to get your light output how you want it.
Well, the most important part is once you put it on there, you have to say it ain't going nowhere, and it really won't go anywhere.
It's like a ratchet strap.
Right. What is it? What's your tip for
Another
rock
tip
lights?
for installing rock lights or any accessory on a vehicle? To figure out what size wire you need, go online and there's a calculator. It'll ask you for values such as how much power, like how many watts each light will pull, add them all together, and then it does some calculation with how far of a run you're doing it. So say it's 15 foot from the battery back to the very back light, you put in 15 feet, and it'll tell you what size wire, because if you, 18 or 20 gauge would run these lights, but you have to account for how many lights are on the circuit and the voltage drop. You get, say your battery will read 14 volts at the battery. At the back of the truck, it may only read 13.4. That's just the voltage drop that happens, the power that's lost distance.
Let me show you guys what the rock lights even look like. Whenever you buy them, it comes like this. So, in the simplest term, your positive and your ground. So as long as this light gets positive and ground, it'll light up. So that one's gonna mount on the frame.
And this one I'm running the wire for it to mount on the frame.
So the way you can have the wires run, you can do it multiple ways. The way this truck is done is power comes from that battery. So a power wire comes down here, then it splits down the middle, and then from this wheel well, it goes to the back wheel well, and then from that wheel well, goes to the back wheel well, so it's a big U. So you got this wire right here, which is gonna tap into the wheel liner, but it's also gonna split and go across the truck. So this wheel liner right here, it goes to the front, and then
front two bumper lights and have the end of those
from here,
at the front wheel wells go out.
this wire, it'll splice into two, and it'll go into the wheel liner here, and then the other set of wires that's divided is going to go across, and then go into this wheel well. But in between, we're going to tap. We're going to put two rock lights here, and which those are going to get tapped into the wire that goes across. And then from here to the back. Professional install.
How high is this high?
You can flip it upside down.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, whatever's easier for you.
either way. I mean, how high do we want it?
I would say just so the rock light's flush to the bottom of the frame, so the light will go out and not get put on the frame and lose light. Kiwi Customs Quadro LED rings. They send you the aluminum ring, and it's variable size, so you can adjust it how you want it. But what we did is we wanted the LEDs to butt up at the very end instead of overlapping, because it's a Quadro and it wraps around twice. So what we did was measure the LED strip and divide that by 2, and that gives you the circumference of the circle that you would need. And then just using the calculator online we used, figured out what the diameter of the circle needed to be, and it was 15.5 inches, and that fits perfectly over the rotor and everything. And then next we're gonna get the brackets that'll go from the ring to the dust shield. Oops, they're a little off.
Ooh, like butter. Look at that. Let's hook up the battery and check it out.
This is the main ground coming in. These are the outputs to each relay.
So these are the wheel lights, and if you look, it's ran this way, following the brake line, the factory brake line, and then it goes over there, and it meets the factory wiring harness, and then it's routed up. I mean, this is good stuff. This is legit. And then 2 of the regular rock lights from my website, and then 1 big, the premium rock light up here. The lights off.
Let me see. Let me get the truck ready. You want to do a test first?
Ooh.
Yeah. Leave it on.
Sure.
They all working?
We're gonna find out. Oh, dude. It's a spaceship cut. Dude, that's ridiculous.
There's no like.
Oh yeah, look at that. Dude, there is legit no dark spots. No dark spots at all. That's bright.
Not only that, but they powdered the whole
Inside of them.
inside.
So we
So now-
can't get them in,
I'm gonna have to take a file or sandpaper or something and
which we did to the other one over there.
Really? All right, Houston, we got a problem. This truck wasn't supposed to run wheel spacers. It's already got 14 wides, and it's supposed to clear just fine with 14 wides, 9-inch lift, 35s. However, the way these wheels are cut, it hits the brake caliper. So if you have a 2019 Denali, keep in mind, not all wheels are gonna fit. It'll hit your brake caliper because it's bigger than your normal 1500s. So that's one problem. So we put the spacers on here. And so another problem we're running into is this company powder coated the whole back side. That's supposed to be finished raw. Also, the threads are powder coated. You can see where it's hitting the studs, and we can't even get this wheel in there. We gotta grind all that out.